Good afternoon. My name is Clara. I'm the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency and the founder of Ngozi Talk Shows. So today I'm gonna be talking about the topic Heal Yourself. So I'm on my own today and the speakers are having a rest, I think. So I'm going to be talking about heal yourself. Um, so the topic I'm going to cover know thyself, and I'm going to cover how to forgive, and I'm also going to cover um, how to be generous, and also in order for you to actually know yourself and forgive and be generous and um, and heal yourself basically, because when you know these things, that means basically you can actually heal yourself in whatever situation you face in life. There's some people that are in life, they go through challenging times, and basically if you understand the process of healing, then you'll be able to heal yourself. So if you are just like me, who is tired of all the negative around me, so for me to be where I am today, there was a time where I was so tired of the negativity and the toxic world. When you are surrounded by the negativity, that means you are in a toxic world. But that does not mean the world is like that. The world is not like that. So you can actually create your own life the way you want. Some people basically they hate watching the news, and some people they they hate reading the newspaper, and sometimes some people hate interacting with your neighbors, and some people don't really want to appear into social cycle. That those are the signs that there's a problem. And there's some people who genuinely love people, and there are some people who have made us cold and cruel. So you know those people, those kind of people who have made you be like that. Um, and that can stop you healing yourself as well. And the and also the results of living in a society with unhappy people. Um, we live in a society of unhealthy people, and we also 50% of marriages, and there's also 50% of marriages and divorces um, around the world. So we need to basically, this topic is based on the we are human species. Basically, we need to go back to the days where it was so easy to talk to strangers. If you look back to that generation, our parents' generation and our grandparents' generation, it was very easy for them to speak to strangers. Um, it was unnatural not to be polite in those generation. But in this generation, I think we live in a generation that there is so much going on social media, and there is so much going on. I'm trying to find gossip talk shows so I can on my phone, so I can reply to the messages. And We live in a generation where there is so much, there's social media, there's so much gadgets that everything is going on. There's so much going on, which is we don't have basically we don't understand the meaning of basically getting deep into what does it mean to be a human, and what does it mean to actually know yourself. The more you know yourself, the more you'll be patient. The more patience you have for what you see in others and what you see in you, because this is Eric Erickson's quote. He says, "The more you know yourself, the more patience you have for what you see in others." So that means you will have patience with other people, because not everyone is the same in this world. And also, you will know who you are. Knowing who you are is very, very crucial for your healing in this world. And how can we avoid disaster basically in our lives? If you are simply floating through life with no sense of meaning about life, no sense of meaning about who you are as a person, no sense of meaning about what you stand for, no sense of meaning about what you can tolerate as a human being, and no sense of meaning about your dreams and your goals. And that can lead you being miserable. That can lead you basically not knowing your character. It can leave you with your life in a mess if you don't know what you stand for. You can leave you basically ending up compromising in every situation because you don't know who you are. And basically, that's what life is about. Um, so let's say if you are someone who actually who went to who in a career where you are because of your parents, they ask you to be a lawyer or to be a doctor, and then a few years down the line you realize that actually you are not happy because that's not what you wanted to be. So this can be a problem in your life. So if you know what you stand for, and if you stand for something as a human being, basically someone has to stand for something. As a human being, you have to stand for something. But if you don't know what you stand for, then you fall for anything. In in other words, if you don't understand yourself, that includes your hopes, your dreams, and the inspiration. So that means your life is not going to be easy. And if you let anyone push you around to make decisions, and when you make a decision, it's basically you become a follower. If you don't know how to make a decision, you become a follower. Then a few years down the line, you end up regretting for the rest of your life, because every dream, every hope, every dream, you feel like it's been taken away from you because you have not lived how you should live. So that means that there is no way that you'll be able to heal yourself, and it will leave you with the choices of regret, especially if you have to actually face your daily life. There will be consequences, which is it will be regret. Everything you do, it will be you'll be regretting. So that would be the one of the hardest thing to actually for you to ever do while you're living on earth. It would be like a burden and the choices that you basically never wanted to make, and it will be a burden of hopes and dreams that you've never actually followed. So that can leave you with regret. And that means you can end up being bitter and unkind to other people, and being bitter to yourself, and being unkind to yourself. So the question you have to ask yourself, is this the way you want to navigate your life? So you can take time to understand. Take time to understand, is this how you want to navigate? Is this how you want to go through life, knowing that you've never actually followed your dreams, knowing that you've never actually, you had hopes in life, you've never actually made that decision to actually become who you hope to be. So it's easier for me in said and done when I'm sitting on the chair, and for me to say these things to you. You can say, Nomsa, it's easy for you to say that, but you can actually do the assessment in your life. And this does not mean actually going around and asking people what they think of you. I'm not saying that. You can do the assessment in your life by looking at how you interact with people, whether is it negative or positive. So, and then you can ask yourself, what do you need to be, basically, to be able to be where you want to be, so you can heal yourself. And then if it doesn't make sense, if whatever you're asking the questions don't make sense, you can actually take the personality test. Personality testing will help you with the options of what you need to do in your life. And basically, there are 16 types of personality theory that you can look online. If you want the link, I can have a look at. I'll put the link on the video, so you can have a look at all the personality, your personality, and then the results. They tend to be accurate. And then you can look at your career aptitude test. That is another great option, basically, to look at your life where it is, where you are. And the aptitude career test is designed to help you understand your skills better, and how you can use those skills to select your career. And like myself, I'm working with someone from business skills, basically to evaluate my business skills. This is some of the things that I decided to do when I'm doing I have an accountability partner. So I've decided that there are things that I think I know, because no one knows everything. So I decided to actually go to a business skill evaluation, so I can evaluate my business skills and see where I want to be, whether my business skills can take me to where I need to be with my business. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So you can do that and take an aptitude career test that can give you options to actually choose to have a better understanding, so you can design your career, you can design your options when it comes to your skills, and select the right career. If it's never too late, whatever decision you make, it's never too late. to say, okay, I can't start again, I can't do this, I can't do this. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's never too late. We've seen a 70-year-old starting a business and being successful, 80-year-old starting a business, being successful. So it's never too late. Whatever you're doing in life, it is never too late. So then the other one is know thy limit. So Ralph Waldo Emerson says a great man is always willing to be little. So if you are willing to be little, that means you know your limit. There is no limit to what you can achieve if you set your mind to it. But if you know your limit and then say, okay, this is my limitation. So can I get somebody to push me beyond my limitation? But if you say someone that says I know everything, that means that is a limiting belief. So if you know thy limit, then it means you set your mind to do something, you can bring somebody in to take you beyond where you need to go. And knowing how strong you are as well. Yesterday we were talking about you are stronger than you think. So that can take you to where you need to go if you know your limit and you know your mindset where you need to be. So you can get someone to get you beyond to where you want to what you want to achieve. And that person can help you to achieve your goals because not everyone knows everything. And that will help you. So if you ever lifted, let's say this is a available one. Maybe you've never had £100 in your life. Let's say you've never had it, £100 in your life. Maybe starting with £20 today would be a better idea. Let's say this is £20. Would be a better idea of starting with that £20. So what I'm saying is maybe if you want to be a millionaire, you can start by less, bit by bit, and then you can reach. Then that will help you to reach your goals. So start by £20 today, and if you never lifted £100, £20. And if you want to think big, there's nothing wrong think big. But I'll encourage you to think small from the beginning. Think small from the beginning and work your way up. £100, then you have £20. If you want to reach £100, you know what I mean. £100, then start by putting away, holding £20. Then next time 40, next time 60, next time 80, then you reach your goal, the goals where you need to be. So if you can't reach your goals with the time scale that you set, because everyone has expectations, so make sure you don't get frustrated, because everyone seems to think that there's going to be a certain age before you can achieve your goals. Some people say, I need to, like people will be like, I've had people saying, like 28, 30, I should have kids by now. I've had people saying, I'm old, this, I should have this, I should have had this. So if those expectations are not met, then that can cause frustration. So make sure that you actually don't put higher expectations. And if you don't achieve that £100 that you lifted, you have to keep trying until you get there. So there are so many people who have achieved their goals, what they wanted to be, but if you don't know their story, how they got there. So every person has achieved that success where they are in different ways. You may find there's two billionaires, two millionaires. If you ask them their stories, the stories are different. So choose the job that you love, your career field that you love. That will help you with the healing process, not getting frustrated, the healing process for yourself. Because the healing is for you, not for anybody else. And that will help you to stay motivated and become successful. If it's a business that you want to choose the field, what kind of a business you want to achieve, the niche, and stay motivated and become successful. And also, you can use a modern approach. Uh, the modern approach that was used by Mark and Colin, the owner of Facebook. They both achieved their success in different ways, and the owner of KFC, they're both successful, and they both achieved their goals in different ways. If you listen to their stories, but they used the modern approach basically to achieve what they wanted to do. But some people, we think some people get luck. Is there such thing as get luck? No, I don't think so. Personally, I don't think that some people do get luck. I think people just work very hard. Some will get married out of college, straight away out of college. Others will have to wait. Life is different things. Some people will have to wait a few years, kiss so many frogs, few frogs, before they find the right person. But then some people, you meet them, they're like, oh, I've married my husband. We met when we were 16. Some people, that is it luck? I think is their destiny. They were in that path. They were together in that path. God put them together, and they had to tolerate each other. And for them to be together for that 50 years, 30 years, they had to tolerate each other. They have to work hard on their marriage. They had to actually get to know each other very well. Most people have been married for a long time. Basically, they had to tolerate each other. Our generation, we don't have time to tolerate anything um, anymore. We want the easy way out, and unfortunately, that's how things are. We want the easy way out. If things don't work my way, I'm out. That's our generation. So no matter what you hope to achieve as a person, you are going to have to work hard, 13 times harder than you ever worked for before. You may have to wait longer than you expected. I have had to work hard with my business. I have had to travel, leaving my family behind when I didn't have to. When I didn't have to, but I knew I had to in order for me to build my business. So I had to do things that I wouldn't uh, do if I was working for somebody, but I had to do things 13 times harder. Sometimes there's times where you're gonna have to get up early, like when everyone is sleeping, you have to get up. I have to get up and do the work. I had sometimes, like with the gossip talk shows, I'm having to wait longer for me to grow the gossip talk show. So we are basically speaking the truth, and we are being realistic. And also, I have had to be honest with myself. So you have to be honest. If you want to understand the power of healing yourself, you have to be honest with yourself. James Altucher just says, honest is the fastest way to prevent a mistake from turning into failure. So if you are really, really honest with yourself of what is really going on in your life, you are really, 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 really honest. The only thing that is worse than a liar is a thief. So if you are not honest with yourself, you are stealing your joy. That means you are being faithful with your own life, or you are being a liar. Liars make life difficult, and often they they do not realize the far-reaching their goals, how it's going to affect their actions. Because when you lie to yourself, it will make you unhappy. You will have to actually watch setbacks after setbacks. So your life will become toxic, because if you say, I want to do this and you're not doing it, that means you're being a liar. You are lying to yourself. So that means that there is no way that you can actually heal yourself. That means you'll be in a toxic environment. Lying will put you closer to a door that leads to cheating and stealing. So if you want to understand the power of healing yourself, you have to think about the possible outcomes of a single act of dishonest. Saying I'm going to do this, or I'm going to go for a run, I'm going to go to the gym, and you're not going to the gym. I'm going to go to, I'm going to go and buy a healthy stuff to help me uh, uh, live a healthy life, or I'm going to start my business, I'm going to apply for that promotion, I'm going to apply for that job, but you're not doing it, it means you are a liar. So if you have called something is straight away, you have to call yourself a liar, and that is a permanent damage of reputation if you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. And that if you are in a relationship, you are not working hard for your relationship, that means you are a liar. That can give, that can permanently damage you. That can permanently damage your relationship if you are not working hard for your business, if you are not applying for that promotion, that can bring a loss of income and a loss of respect for yourself as well, and damaging your reputation and feeling and that feeling of guilty. That's why people you are these are the things that you have to avoid as a human being, the feeling of guilty for not doing things that whatever you're going to be doing. Loss of trust, it can cause a loss of trust. That means um, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be someone who believes with fairness, integrity, uprightness, truthfulness. You have to basically being honest requires more than not lying when things are difficult to you. It requires you to basically, you have to try to be truthful in all things if you want to gain trust of yourself, trust of people around you, and that will help you. And basically, what does it require for you to be honest? You need a good rule of thumb. Means you have to actually, when do we need to be honest? I think I need to put it, when do we need to be honest? When do we need to be honest? When do we want to be honest? When do we want to go beyond becoming successful? We need to be honest. When do we need to be honest? Yes. When do we want to go beyond successful? And when you are being honest, it will help you bring out the qualities that will solve anything. of more than you can chew, because there's some people that they're not being honest with themselves and they say this is what I want to achieve. And they put so much burden in your life, and when you put so much burden more than you can chew, that can stop you achieve your goals. So be honest. This is where I am. This is what I can actually tolerate at this moment. This basically, I think this applies both to personal life and business life and your career and work life. And being honest, it means you have to avoid agreeing to unreasonable deadlines because you want to impress somebody else. I have a business myself, and if whoever I work with and they want to impress me and they overwork just for the sake of impressing, that means that they are not being honest with themselves. So unless you are 100% that you are going to complete the task, you can tell me, don't say this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm going to do. But don't tell me that this is what I'm going to do, knowing that you know 100% that you can actually complete the task. If you have an assignment yourself and you are not unsure about how you can get it done, don't be afraid to ask help. That is self-healing. Don't be afraid of asking help for help. If you have a full-time job, you have a family and children in school like myself, I do have children in school. So when I make my appointment has to be mornings, early afternoons, and after school. No school pickups, because I know that I have to go and pick my children from school, and I don't want to take more than I can chew as well. You know, I can ask somebody if there is really, I have to squeeze myself. That's when I ask somebody to take my children from school. That the reason of me starting my own business was to be there for my kids. So that's why I had to be honest with myself. That if I'm going to be there for my kids, at least I have to pick my children 3 times or 4 times a week. One day is fine. If I have to do something else, it's fine. But if I find myself not picking my children up, that I started the business so I can be flexible, so I can be there for my children. So that was the reason why I started the business. And so that's what happens if you have a full-time job and you have a family. Don't commit too much. If you commit too much, that means you are not being honest. And knowing your limits as well implies to energy, because energy is healing. And hi Nicholas, typed something for me. So energy is the healing. Knowing yourself, knowing thy limits. Did I say knowing thyself? Knowing your limit, it means it applies knowing your energy. Knowing your energy, it means that energy can help you whenever you are getting stressed, whenever you're going through tough times, whatever you're going through, knowing your emotions and understanding your skills, being honest about your skills. You know your limit, you know the things you can do, you know the things that you cannot do. That works hand in hand with being honest, knowing thy limit works hand in hand. And then you can improve in yourself, your own life, have that quality of life that you desire. So now we're going to the part of being kind. Be kind. Be kind. Kindness basically is part of healing. If you are somebody who likes to scream and shout, who is not kind to yourself, who likes to blame you. Everything goes wrong. First person you blame is you. I am where I am because I didn't do this. You're not being kind. That means you don't understand the language of love. That means to get a friend in your life, you must be to get a sister in your life, you must be a sister. To get a brother in your life, you must be a kind brother. To get a mother in your life, you have to understand the meaning of mother. Being a mother is not easy, but the meaning of a father is not easy. To be a father, you have to be a father. You have to be position yourself, imagining good things about what does a father do. So that is being kind to yourself. If you want to attract a happy, you have to be supportive towards people into your life. You need to be that kind of person who is kind. And ask yourself, would anyone want to be around me if I was this? So if you are not a kind person, that means it will make life harder for people around you. When you actually, if you're not a kind person, if you make yourself feel unloved or you make others feel unloved, it starts with you. Everything starts with you. Underappreciated if you feel underappreciated. And then isolate, isolate yourself from other people saying, I don't deserve this one, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve. Some people even say, I don't deserve God. When doctor tells them that uh, this is what is happening in your life, they're like, I don't even deserve to ask God for forgiveness to heal me. Some people, if you can actually record what happens on earth, honestly, you will understand what I'm talking about. Some people feel that they don't deserve to be loved by God. And the doctor says, I'm sorry, you're going through this. And they're like, I don't even deserve to ask God for healing. But we do. So if you ask yourself, if you were unkind, would you like anyone to treat you that way? Would you actually enjoy the harsh treatment from others? So those are the questions you need to ask yourself if you really, really want to think about how self-healing works, how healing yourself works. Even at work, watch how you treat others. Watch how you treat yourself, because everything starts with you. It will make your life easier if you are easy with yourself. Some people, they enter work, they're not happy because the traffic, because this, they're like, I don't deserve to be happy. So, and then, or if they don't scream at themselves, they scream at other people for no reason. The footprint, where you go, what do you leave? When you are kind to yourself, you're kind to people around you, you will actually bring out the energy, the spirit of cooperation, because that's who you are. Even if you don't know people, that's how you make people feel. So I'm not saying you just have to go and be kind to anyone who is treating you bad. You have to make sure you surround yourself with people who are willing to work alongside with you. Not trying to conquer the world alone, not trying to conquer the world with people who are cruel towards you. There are some people who are cruel, yes, but not the whole world. Some people are crazy, some people are cruel, some people are nice. So if you walk along people who want to conquer the world with you, so you can be kind to those people, look after them, and be polite to them, and don't make life harder than it is. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of this," and that way you are talking your life out of the beautiful world, the healing world. So yes, we do go through challenging times and we do go through tough times in life, but you have to be polite to yourself before you being polite to other people. Get rid of negative attitude towards you and towards people around you. Is it possible? Yes, it is. To get rid of that negative attitude. Sometimes being polite might reflect the ego of these individuals, but our being polite is not a reflection on them. Your character, work on your character. Your principles. You do have principles. Everyone has principles in place. If you don't have principles in place, just put them in place. Sometimes if you don't have a self-aware of who you are, sometimes you might go around insulting people without knowing, or you might actually insult yourself without knowing. Sometimes you have to actually being kind to yourself. It means having self-awareness. Be aware of who you are. Be aware of people around you, and know how to be polite. If you have nothing to say, don't say it. Or posting on social media, don't even think it, don't even post it. If you see somebody posting something, if you feel that you want to react, God, breathe, and say nothing. If somebody's posting something you don't like, don't find yourself arguing with Facebook and arguing with Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. No, just be kind. That is the process of bringing healing energy into your life. Sometimes the friends can turn around and whisper words that can bite you. You don't have to react to that. Don't be stingy with greetings and solutions and salutations. If you enter a room with people, let them feel your beautiful presence. Don't be stingy in greeting people. If someone greets you, respond warmly with a beautiful smile. Don't criticize yourself. That is being kind to yourself. Speak kindness to yourself. Speak kindness to people. Don't criticize yourself. Don't criticize other people around you. Make an effort to get to know people around you. So try to learn a little bit about their culture as mankind and their beliefs, people around you, and let them know about your beliefs. Just because you believe in something, it doesn't mean that people you're happy. If you believe in something, so this is how you test a relationship. Your beliefs, whatever you believe, your friends don't have to believe the same thing. But you can still hang around with those people with the different beliefs. The reason why I'm saying with the different beliefs is the reason we are all different people. We all believe in different things. So if I'm gonna say I'm gonna hang out, I'm a Christian, I'm gonna hang out with Christians only, it doesn't make sense. So I, as a human being, and being a person who is kind, a person who is on earth to heal myself and to heal people around me, it means I can hang out with the non-Christian, I can talk about my beliefs, and I can let my friends talk about their beliefs and still cheer them up. We don't have to have same beliefs. So it means being kind, it means you can make friends and believe in different things and still come as one and talk about their beliefs. Basically, you're interested in their beliefs, you want to know because they're your friends. They can talk about their beliefs to you. So it doesn't mean that just because I believe in God, I believe in this, you have to be somebody that believes in God and you have to get my beliefs. Just listening to people when they talk about their beliefs and showing interest and asking them about why they believe what they believe, I think that's enough. So you don't have to believe in the same thing because that's what happens is the reason your relationship don't work nowadays is people say, okay, I have a list. What do I like? I like football. So I need somebody who likes football. What do I like? So now what happens is when you go on dates, I need to put this right. You meet somebody, I like football, they like football. I like traveling, they like traveling. I like going to the cinema, they like going to the cinema. I like going out dining, they like going out dining. I like music, they like music. I like what is swimming, they like swimming. I like I'm a driven person. I like reading. I like to educate myself, and they like the same thing. So when we keep ticking, we get excited. Oh, he likes the same thing that I like. Oh my God, this is amazing. So he likes the same thing that I likes. We tick, we tick, we tick, we tick, we tick, we tick. We were like, okay, this is a very, very successful date. So, yes, it is a very successful date. But there's one thing that we have forgotten. What is that? We are two different people. Here, mindset is different. No matter what, no matter how many things you like with somebody that you meet, but you still have to remember you are two different people. And that's why marriages don't work. Because somebody will say, oh, when I met you 2 years ago, you liked this, but today he can't even do this, he can't even do this. But people grow, people are different, people change. The mindset, the food that I like today, it doesn't mean I'm going to like it tomorrow. So that is the difference. We are all different people. Our mindset, it might be the same. We might be going the same direction, but we are still different people. So when you approach somebody for your relationship to work, for your healing to work, let's say if somebody let's say diagnosis, somebody has cancer. In order for the doctors to heal you, they need to understand what kind of a cancer you have. Different cancers, different disease, different coronavirus. So right now, there's different coronavirus. So the mindset, people's minds are different. So if you understand that in your mind, that okay, I have found the love of my life, or this is me, healing yourself, the process is going to be different. So that is the reality of life. When you live with somebody, that means you have to understand that you, although you like similar thing, same thing, but you are still different. You are still different. There is no way that everybody is the same. I might like football, you like football, but there's no way that our mindset is the same. It's not. I like the same thing. You're blonde, he's blonde. It does not mean you are the same. You are the same people. It's two different people. So if you focus on that one, your relationship will never break. If you focus on knowing that I'm in a relationship with my spouse, we are both two different people. We are both like the similar things, same things, similar things. We have same beliefs. We have same values. But here, we're different. Every approach, when you approach, in order for you to get to know that someone in knowing thyself, that means knowing thyself, I need to go to the mirror every day and talk to Nomsa. So it means when you're communicating with yourself, when you're communicating with your spouse, you have to look at them in the eye, the connection. So that's what happened with not being kind to yourself and knowing how to heal yourself. So you have to know who you are as a person. So you can heal, you can be yourself, you can be kind to yourself, you can know how to forgive. When someone is speaking to you, you can give them full attention. Conversation, when they're having a conversation with you, full attention. Stop walking. Stop typing on the phone. Make eye contact with that person. If you are busy, be polite and excuse yourself. If you know you don't have time, just be polite and tell that person you don't have time. Value what you have to say to yourself and value what they have to say. And if you are busy, you can arrange a suitable time so you can continue with the conversation, meaning know thyself, knowing your limit. Now we need to talk about be forgiving. Gandhi said the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. If you are a weak person, you will find it hard to forgive. Forgiveness is not an easy thing to forgive. If you have been hurt by someone, been hurt by places, or maybe some people have been hurt by losing the loss of someone. It's not just you have to get hurt by someone. Some people have been hurt by the loss of losing their loved ones. The best gift you can give to yourself is allowing yourself to forgive. Understanding that forgiveness comes in step by step. It doesn't come all in one. It comes step by step. It's not forgiveness, is not believing that this person deserved to be forgiven. No. Forgive for your own sake. When you refuse to forgive, you become resentful. You hold on to resentment. It's like drinking, being an alcohol while you're not being alcohol and drinking your own poison. Drinking like it's like drinking a poison and expecting the person that is wronged you to suffer. If that person, if it's death or relationship breakup, it could be anything, or somebody is wronged you. It means sometimes it can feel like you're basically comparing the inflicted wounds in your own body and expecting someone else to feel the pain. But if you understand the power of healing yourself, you will be strong and forgive. Forgiving, not forgiving is dangerous. It can bring hatred into your life. Some people, they call it cancer. It can bring hatred into your life. So that's why it's very, very important to forgive. And the idea of letting go of the past, letting go of the hurt, it makes people uneasy. When I was going through self-healing 10 years ago, I find the process was painful. Looking back, going in front of the mirror, doing Paul McKenna's visualization to actually the process of forgiveness and having seen myself in front of the mirror face to face with the people that have hurt me and forgiving myself, coming face to face with my face and asking myself to forgive me for holding on to pain in my life. It was tough. It made me uneasy. But if you're a strong person, you will continue. No matter whatever wrong has been done to you, you will continue forgiving. No matter how wrong was done to us, if you are a strong person, you will continue forgiving. And some people, in their heart, they begin to make people suffer, pay for what they have done using their thoughts. Honestly, yep. They begin to say, this one is going to pay for what they have done. Justice. They want to get justice in their thoughts. But that is not forgiving. Forgiving is basically letting go of everything that does not save you anymore. And asking God, whatever your beliefs, asking God, I believe in God anyway. He created the earth. So asking God, basically surrendering yourself and say, asking the Spirit of truth to testify on your behalf, your life. And you asking the Spirit of truth, which is the blood of Jesus, to testify on your behalf. That means you are surrendering everything that you've been holding on to that energy, which is God. And you want God to testify on your behalf for what you have gone through. Instead of saying in your heart, they're going to pay for what they have done to me. You can forgive. Let them pay for what they have done without you knowing. But because God will make them pay anyway. We already know that in the Bible it does say that if they don't acknowledge what the hurt that they have done to somebody, then if you don't acknowledge your sins, if you don't repent for your sins. So if I have hurt you and I don't repent for my sins, then I am going to do what? Yes. Instead of holding on to pain and refusing to let it go, then you end up getting justice that you don't deserve, because you have to forgive, learn to forgive. No matter how much somebody has wronged you as an individual, or if you are not happy, the people around you will begin to be affected by your unforgiveness. They will begin to be affected because it will show up in your emotions, it will show up in your feelings. The resentment will cause the depression, it will cause you to be irritable, it will cause generally unpleasant emotions, feelings. It will cause, basically, it will make matters worse. And but if we decide to forgive those who have wronged us, we will have the freedom of healing ourselves, and we will have a freedom from bitterness. We'll have unforgiveness is linked to disease, is linked to weakness of immune system, and poor heart health, and blood pressure. It will never be beneficial for you. But if you understand the power of healing yourself, you will forgive. What is forgiveness anyway? It's forgetting. Do we have to forget when we forgive? Actually, yes, we do. There are some people that says if someone is still, some people they still remember. It depends with how you remember what was done to you. But for me, when I actually forgive completely, if I forgive 100%, I know that had existed. I know this person, I can't forget, but the details, I cannot forget the face, because I don't want that person to hurt me again. But I let go of the event, but I remember the person. So when I let go of the event, that means I have forgiven you completely, but I remember the person. So if that person wants to reappear into my life, and for me to be around them, I have to use the scriptures and check out what does the scripture says. Is this person still the same character, still the same, or have they changed? Because people do change. There are some people that you will meet today and then they hurt you, but when you meet them, sometimes people hurt you without even realizing that's what they're doing. So there are some people who know exactly what they're doing, but when you meet them next time, they're different. They acknowledge what they've done and they're sorry, so you have to forgive that part and forget about it. And the event, the reason why sometimes I forget about it, I let go of the event, is it helps me to actually move on with my life. I'm not forgetting, but I heal myself. How do I heal myself? By deliverance. When you get delivered from the pain, you cannot go back to the picture of the event. So if you're still going back to the picture of the event, you're still reminding yourself that she had me, she did this. I can talk about it having a laugh, maybe, but when I get deliverance, I basically erase the event, the picture stays with me because I need to remind myself, know thyself, know thy person that had me. So that's what I need to do. And I need to be happier. I need to be in a good mood, and I need to laugh. I need to sleep better at night. I don't want to jeopardize my job. I need to be productive. When I forgive people, those who have hurt me, I'll be productive. I will not jeopardize my relationship with my friends. I will not jeopardize my relationship with my family. And I will learn to control my life, to control things, and have self awareness. I will have a greater peace in my life and within me. I will have respect for myself and respect of those around me. I will no longer feel the pain of the damage that was done to me. I can remember the person and feel joy, feel peace. It's fine. I no longer experience the anxiety, pain caused. I will have a good self esteem, which will increase um, my self esteem, and I'll have strength in my personal life when I forgive somebody, as long as I understand what is forgiveness. So, and then I leave you with kindness, being generous. Being generous to people, it means being willing to give more than is required. When you are going through something, just forgetting about what you're going through and going to help somebody else to ease the pain. Being generous, it will take your kindness to the next level. You might be kind to others, but remember to think about other people as well. And it takes time to actually get the ball rolling and offer your time, energy to other people so they can benefit. They can benefit from you. Give yourself willingly time, energy to other people and expecting nothing in return. That is being generous. That was God. He gave you His life, His blood, so you can live on earth. He was willing to give you His life for you to live on earth and to be happy. Like I'm here in Gossip Talk Show, I help people find their own voice. Lead from within. Because of God, He gave me His life. This is a miserable world. So if you want to be happy, you have to live in the world of giving and receiving. In the world of receiving as well, you are allowed to receive. Some people like to give, but they don't like to receive. And it helps you with your health and listening to those who are depressed. Increase the sense of purpose by giving them hope. That's how life is. So if you are that someone who doesn't know the kindness, the forgiving part is never demand for someone to forgive you. And understand that forgiveness comes in stages. You don't need to demand the forgiveness. You can actually forgive yourself on the other side and letting go bit by bit for those who have wronged you. Make sure that you actually uproot every trace of the root of bitterness. Uproot them out. You have to go root by root by root, out of your mind and your heart. If you have the opportunity to say that, to see that person, you can start by going your way and say, "Hi, I've done the process of forgiveness myself. I've done it, so you can do it." So I'm gonna leave you with this, guys. I have to go now. I'm gonna leave you with this. You can follow us at Ngozi Talk Show on YouTube and on social media, on our other social media platforms. And we are here Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. And if you want to get in touch with any of our coaches, please do so. You can go to our page, or you can go to my website, the Hope Springs Itinerary Connection Agency, and get in touch through our email. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless you.